and Republican administrations in Baltimore specifically, but we cannot excuse the element of responsibility from the community. It's not up to only government officials to make a change. We have to work hand in hand, just like I was talking about my grandparents, with educating young people. Let's talk about the illiteracy rate with early childhood education, with GAC, with STEM projects and science. I would like to see, you're from Black Lives Matter, I would like to see more of a civil rights movement that aims to work with young people, educating them, and doing well instead of just race-baiting and identity politics, where the power really is in the hands of the ordinary citizen and not at 1,600 people in society.
Matthew, what I won't let you do is associate me with any group of people that I have not said that I am associated with. I am a member of Black Lives Matter. My name is Kwame Rose. I'm a black man from Baltimore City, and I recognize that what that means, right? I will tell you this. You will not blame black people in Baltimore City for the illiteracy rate. You will not blame black people in Baltimore City for the fact that 50% of the children in Baltimore City are born with lead paint poison. That is not the result of individuals, but rather it's the institution and it's the system. And I think that what we have to do is recognize, right? There's a saying in the black community, and I don't know if you know this, but the saying is that educated niggas never go back to the hood. We forget where we came from in order to have a seat at the table. Dr. Martin Luther King, since this is the day after Martin Luther King's birthday, in 1968, 2 weeks before he died, he told Harry Belafonte, he said,
you can question and have your feelings on Donald Trump as a businessman, but there's already been proven record of what a businessman does in office. In Maryland, which is primarily Democratic, we have a governor, Governor Larry Hogan, who is a Republican, who is the most popular governor in this country. And he's already shown what a business background can do. He's already worked with many companies in terms of bringing jobs back. I know Under Armour is going to be working to bring tons of jobs back here in Baltimore. McCormick was actually getting ready to leave before Hogan was elected, but he's staying. So just that right there, I think, shows that a businessman in office, granted, whatever you want to say about President-elect Trump's business experiences, it depends on that. So, I don't know.
My name's Nick Steiner. I'm a lawyer at the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union. And it's interesting that you raised Governor Hogan and his business expertise, I guess. Early on, when I started at the ACLU of Maryland, I got involved in a case brought by the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, challenging the cancellation of the Red Line. And this is going back to the point made earlier that Kwame said about how Baltimore, there's two Baltimores, and that Baltimore is extremely segregated. And the Red Line Project was exactly meant to address that issue. It was supposed to connect East and West Baltimore, yet Governor Hogan gutted that project and spread that money around throughout the rest of the state to benefit white Marylanders.
So can Donald Trump intervene in that as a president, or is it just too much to expect one man to come in and actually just change the city?
Yeah, I think a president could do something about this. The complaint was filed with the Federal Department of Transportation, and that is part of the federal government, which Donald Trump would oversee. Obviously, I don't expect him to do anything about it. So,
Kwame Rose again. Just on the level of jobs, because you said you traveled on Baltimore, you saw young men just standing around.
It wasn't just young men, to be fair. It was just huge swathes of people
Well,
standing around.
it should be known, because I'm into statistics and I'm into facts, and the highest number of unemployed individuals in this country, the highest group in Baltimore City, is 18 to 24-year-old men. That is from right out of college. That group includes people who have graduated from high school, and right out of high school, and right out of college. And I guarantee you, in the communities in which I go into, ain't nobody talking about what Donald Trump can do for us, because there is no hope. We don't care about Donald Trump. He doesn't have any effect on our lives. And Minnie D. Watkins, who's a famous writer from Baltimore City, he wrote an article that many people should read, and it's called Too Poor for Pop Culture. Many people in Baltimore City don't even have access to the technology or the resources to even know about Donald Trump's policies. So we have to have a conversation about how do we get people educated on what politics is before we can say what can people expect out of politics.
You switch on the radio, you're listening to World Capital Say. We are live from Baltimore. In fact, we are live from the Star Spangled Banner Flag House and Museum. It's a beautiful modern building where we are. To our right, I was slightly concerned today when I came in. There was an unexploded mortar to my right, which was apparently from the war in 1812, but then it did say underneath, similar to the one used during the war, so I took a breath of relief. It was all right. Just behind us is the shop and some wonderful things you can buy there. Lots of flags, key rings, books, and some sweets, and some beautiful drawings on the wall by some 3rd and 4th graders of the Flag House Museum. And we're here to talk to under 35s about their city, about Baltimore, but also to get a sense of what Donald Trump can do for them and beyond that for their country.
And beyond
we're on
that.
Facebook Live at the moment, so I know that it's only going to be going for the next couple of minutes, but lots of comments coming in that I want to put to you guys. Mark says Republicans seem to have little regard for the downtrodden. Wade says it's not about race, it's about economics. Those who have an education and use it are affluent, black or white.
Affluent,
and Karen
black
says,
or
people
white?
being abused by the term racism and not listening to how the black majority feel every day about American history. Don't judge
Be a
what you
man
do
about
not
the dog.
understand from our perspective, but accept this.
Brad there? Is Brad there? Albert? Thank you.
Eight 776 1744. My last name? Sheda. Sheda. S-H-E-D-A. I bet you're perfect, Oslo. I forgot your name. Taylor, right? Okay, thank you, Taylor. Bye. Albert Shedd speaking. May I help you? Hey, Brad. Hold on for a second. Thanks for calling. The reason I'm calling is due to a letter that is in our possession sent to Dane McCann. DANG MCCANN. Correct. It's 2005, and it says here in our inventory meeting we discussed our need for well-maintained pre-owned vehicles. I was going through some customer records and came across Dane McCann. They bought a 2005 Chevrolet Trailblazer a few years back. I crunched the numbers, and it looks like we could probably keep their payment about where it's at now and get them into a current model year vehicle. But no one called us. I'm calling you. I am Albert Shedd. You just heard that on the phone, right? She did. She purchased the vehicle and she still has it in her possession. Well, I'll slow you down. I'll slow you down to just speed up, okay? She don't want to purchase a new vehicle, but in our discussion between her and I, there's a visor on the driver's side of her that, you know, she's the one who drives the car. I never drive it because it's not my car. And it's only insured for her. So we're trying to locate this visor because it keeps on falling off and down on her onto her lap when we're driving. But she has the skill to just put it back up there and hold it until, you know, she is safe enough or confident enough to keep on driving. And in order to replace this visor, I cannot locate where to find one or whatnot to get it. And so we can barter with you for a new visor and setting and so forth, and that would be very appreciated, but we don't know what else to do or how I can say it. Well, I can earn the privileges of having it fixed for her, but well, you see, when we were there the last time in 2016, we inquired about it, and the cost of that particular visor, from the details that was given to us, was too expensive for myself. So I would have to barter in the effect of, well, I can work it out, you know, and well, what would you get? Oh, boy. Well, yeah, I suppose, but Okay, but the only thing I can think of is going to a salvage yard. There's got to be a salvage yard somewhere around here, right? Where are they, do you know? Okay. Okay, explain where that's at. Smith and Edward Square. That sounds like a gun shop. No, I'm originally from Iowa. Now, how far is that from the bus? I have to travel on bus if I do it. Okay, let's go to another one. No apologies needed. That's just my predicament. So, no, you've done all you can, and that's perfect. So, yeah, and prepared. I'm kind of a eccentric old guy. I like to just mosey on along, but I'll take that into consideration. The character that's inside of my heart is, not too detailed about what people tell me to do. No offense to you. Okay, thanks a lot, Brad, for the letter. Would you thank Russell Cooper? That's his name. You're welcome. Bye. You recognize you. Your voice will give it away, whoever speaks up. I suppose you are. I suppose you are.
Free information kit with everything you need to know about this affordable dental insurance.
It would be a double standard if he couldn't say it.